Hey, Shalom. All praise unto Yahweh Bashim Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. And honors you brothers that be pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. So I'm going to do a video right now on inheritance. Okay. And basically you're going to see through the scriptures that although in this life that we're living in right now of hell, adversity, right, poverty, destitute, lifestyles that we're living in right now, okay, pretty much the inheritance of the 12 tribes of Israel was never going to be a thing of existing within Esau's infrastructure and you get something from your grandparents. Okay, quite the contrary. You read the curses that have been put upon the 12 tribes of Israel, namely from the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, the 68th verse, not the 68th verse, but rather more from about the 54th verse on down. You pretty much find out that all of our forefathers, our forefathers of the flesh, have actually had it to where, there is no inheritance. But see, what the scriptures prescribes is that, the inheritance of the men of the Lord was going to be the inheritance of this word. And that's why I got the scripture right here. And in so being, you got an exemption for the judgment that's going to be played out upon the face of the planet. Okay, so you got certain cats out there right now that are on this, we don't know the name of the Lord. Okay, we there is no name that we can call upon, this, that, and the third. But pretty much what you see within the scriptures is that in order to access this inheritance, right, you first have to know that name, and ultimately you're going to abound in the understanding of the scriptures, and that's how you're going to get access to that out of this world type inheritance. Okay, so it says the secret things belong unto the Lord, our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, whereby we do know all the words of this law. So what's one of those secret things that we as the children of the elders of Great Millstone have inherited? We've inherited that name, which is Yahweh Shai. Okay, and that name is going to be given unto our children to say this is the mark of exemption. This is the standard. Okay, it ain't hidden out there in some cave somewhere and you can't find it. It's blatantly here within the scriptures, and all you have to do is a little bit of legwork and you find it out. Okay, so let's go on to the next scripture here. So I'm trying to hit 2 points at the same time here. So I hope have patience with me. Okay, so pretty much the first point being that you ain't gonna have no inheritance, nothing to gain from this world. But ultimately, what we're going to gain in our inheritance, hence the inheritance of the 12 tribes of Israel, by way of that exemption, which is Yahweh Shai, as you're going to see within the scriptures that I got in the latter part of this video, okay? The way you're going to access that inheritance, that eternal inheritance, is by that mark of exemption, which is that name, man. Right? Which, knowing that name gets you into the understanding of the scriptures. But see, the scriptures talks about how the Most High is going to hide himself for a sinful man, pretty much roughly paraphrasing. Okay, so let's go into this scripture right here. And I want to go to I want to go to the 16th verse. Let's start from the 16th verse. So this is Romans 8 and 16. It says, "The Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High." Okay, and if we be children, then heirs, and heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Okay, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may also be glorified. So the things that the Lord gave unto Yahweh Shai, okay, because we're joint heirs with him, we are also going to be gonna get those things as part of that inheritance. Okay, but see, you ain't gonna be part of the people that inherit on the first time. Okay, or heirs. See, that's the thing. Another thing that these different camps don't talk about. They don't talk about how the Most High is very selective in the people that he deals with. Okay, let's go to the book of Romans, the 11th chapter. Okay, because when you go to the book of the Romans, the 11th chapter, you find out that the Most High deals with the standard. Okay, and part of that standard is the elect. Okay, those that were predestined to understand this name, that it was going to inherit the secret things. One of those secret things in this time is the name of Yahweh Shai, and therefore they was going to inherit the earth, being part joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. Okay, so in Romans 11 and 7 it says, "What then? Israel hath not obtained that which it seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it." So what does Israel seek? These things right here, man.
They're seeking after those secret things. Okay, because they have a zeal for Yahweh Shemi Shai, but not according to knowledge. So they're seeking for those things. They're seeking for the inheritance of their forefathers. Okay, in a roundabout way. They're trying to make it out within this society. Okay, because they ultimately, Jake knows that he's a royal people, man. You go out there on a basketball court and you hear a bunch of Jakes go to one of them Edomite schools. You hear them Jakes talking shit. They be like, man, we're gonna work with these boys, man. We above these boys. Okay, and you expound upon that statement into every realm of and every facet of life. Jake knows he's a royal people. Okay. But to get back onto that style of royalty, well, this kingdom has to be destroyed first and foremost. And Yahweh Shemi Shai fulfilling what it said within the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter on the 44th verse. Well, guess what? When all of those things come to pass and this kingdom gets destroyed, well, the Most High is going to raise up a new kingdom, a new thing to inherit. Okay, of which the elect of the 12 tribes of Israel is going to be the ones that is going to be the top dogs within it. Okay, so it says, what then? Israel has not obtained that which it seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Blinded unto what? They were blinded unto the secret things, right? That the Most High has bestowed upon the elect. Let's read it again. The secret thing belong unto the Most High, but those things which has revealed belong unto us. Right, so there's things that are beyond the realms of our understanding that belong unto Yahweh Shemi Shai. Like what's beyond the moon and this, that, and the third. Those sciences where, hey, if the Most High has it within the kingdom, we can venture out into those different things. Okay? But those things belong unto the Most High, but what is revealed unto us, the name of Yahweh Shemi Shai, the true understanding of this doctrine, okay, that belongs unto us and the children of us. And children ain't necessarily going to mean your blood and flesh. Because when Yahweh Shai was on the scene, he said, who is my mother? Who is my brother? Who is my sister? Okay, and by extrapolation, who is my son? Who is my daughter? Okay, the brothers and sisters that are going to be awoken up to the things that are revealed unto us, unto the elect. Okay, again, let's read it. What then? Israel have not obtained that which is seeking for. What do they ultimately seek for? Salvation, man. Okay, because you're talking about inheritance, you're talking about getting into the kingdom. Well, guess what? You're talking about being saved from a destitute position that you're in. And some of these cats, they don't realize that you're actually in a destitute position. We're in a position of glory and being some high almighty individuals, right? Some individual that can claim that he ain't never been no weak Jew or all of this kind of madness. We're in that position. We're even in a position to boast about the law. Okay, the scripture goes, and this is how you know certain cats don't go into the scripture. The scripture goes, Paul as far as saying, man, I could boast of the law, but the law I have no profit of. Okay, right? But in the faith, Yahweh Shemi Shai, that's where I got the profit enough, because in that and in understanding of the scriptures, then look, hold on a minute. The only guys that's gonna make it is gonna be the elect, man. Okay, so like I said, I know I'm hitting a few different points here, but bear with me. So let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter and the 9th verse, and it says, and if this city was now given for a man's inheritance to combat the kingdom, if he shall never pass the inheritance, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. I think what I want is in the book of 2nd Ezra's, the 6th chapter, maybe. Might be in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. Okay, so let's. No, it's 8. I think it's 54. Okay, let's go. Okay, so 2nd Ezra is the 8th chapter and the 54th verse. Is that what I want? Just bear with me. Let me try to find the scripture right quick without killing my whole it's not 6th chapter. Anyways, if I quote it, the scripture I'm talking about, it's slipping my mind right now, but pretty much it goes to the effect of if all things be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance? Okay, and the simple fact of the matter is because we broke the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Okay, and therefore there's going to be a great judgment that's going to be played out up in this place. Okay, there's going to be a great judgment going to be played out up in this place. But the only people that are going to survive that judgment, okay, is being exempt from the judgment by way of the blood of Yahweh. But being accepted to that blood on the first go around, you gotta have that mark of exemption, which is the name of Yahweh. The name of Yahweh is true name, not Jesus. Okay, not these other names that you have out there, but the true name of the Lord. Okay, right, which is evidently which is easy to get. When you had it to where Joshua, see people when you're talking about Joshua, you're talking about ancient biblical canon. Was his name Joshua or was his name Yahweh? Okay, so the same thing must translate to the name to the person of the same name, bro. I mean, this shit is basic. But in order for you to be exempt from the judgment that's going to come about on this place for the breaking of the law, for Esau creating all of these poisons and pushing all of these philosophies and all of that, for you to be exempt of all that. Okay, we're gonna see that within the book of John 3:16. You're gonna be able to call upon that name, and you better be damn sure it's gonna be the correct name, man. Okay, so let's carry on here onto the book of Psalms, the 37th chapter, and this ties in with Romans, the 11th chapter. It says the righteous shall inherit. No, this one doesn't tie in with that. I'm thinking of Psalms 2 and 8. So it says that the righteous shall inherit the land, and they shall dwell in there forever. Okay. All right, it says, for the mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. Okay, the law of the Most High is in his heart; none of his steps shall fall. Right, the wicked watches the righteous and seeketh to slay him, and that's what a hell of a lot of these different dudes that are calling themselves Israelites. That's what they're looking to do to the men of Great Millstone, because we're setting up a standard that really that's irksome to him. Because we're saying you got to go out there when it's uncomfortable for you to go out there. We're saying you got to worship the Most High in sincerity and not be trying to profiteering off the name of whatever doctrine you make. Okay, we're saying to do this thing in its purity, and you got cats out there that trying to make money out of it. You got cats out there that trying to teach so that they can elevate themselves and be seen as a god amongst men, but ain't no person that's supposed to be of that spirit, man. In fact, you go to I'm in the same scripture. Let's go to the book of Psalms, the 37th chapter. Okay, and the scripture here is going to tell you that the meek is going to inherit the earth. Right? Let me try to find the exact quotation. Okay, but pretty much within this scripture, man. And when you read it, it's a heavy scripture because it goes into a whole different, whole different things in there, and it's very fulfilling. Okay, so let me try quickly find this one. If I don't find it, I don't find it, but I know it's in here. The scripture says here somewhere that the righteous, right, the meek is going to inherit the earth, which is talking about the humble. Okay, and another word for humble is going to be what? It's going to be bums, man. Okay. So I can't really it's in here. I'm not going to try to find it. I'll carry on with the spirit and the flow of this particular lesson. Okay, dealing with the inheritance and the name of the Most High being, right, a means of accessing that inheritance. Okay, so no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and any tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. And so when cats say, oh, Great Millstone is this, that, and the third, well, for one, you're supposed to be defending the gospel. Okay, but the scripture says that any tongue that arise up against you, you shall condemn it. Okay, so we condemn a hell of a lot of these different individuals because they come up against the truth, man. Right, the truth of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And how do we know we're the truth? Because we're the only camp that talks about the elect. We're the only camp that pushes heavy that name, which is relevant to the scripture I'm going to pull out here within. Hey, I hate to go to the Christian scripture, all right, but that's an important scripture within the Bible. Okay, that's a very important scripture that goes to show you the importance of the name of the Most High. You can't just call anybody any name, especially the Son, right? The entity that's going to give you access to this great inheritance, but more so than that, that's going to give you exemption from the judgment. You can't just call him anything, bro. Okay, if you're at the job and you call your boss's name is Antonio, and you call him Tony, man, you might get the sack. You might get the boot. Okay. because that's a gross disrespect upon a man's name. He's told you his name is Anthony. Okay? You're right, you call him Mr. Anthony, and all of a sudden you're calling the man name's Tony, you might get a boot. Okay? And the same thing applies more so even for Yahweh Shai. People are condescending the Lord to a level like he's your friend. And that's why I call these different camps Christian groups. Because that's what they have you believe out there within these Christian churches, man. Now you have to develop a personal relationship with the Most High, right, for his son. But the Lord ain't on your level, and neither is his son. Okay, you go to the book of 2 Ezra, the 13th chapter, I believe it is. The scripture says that he saw a man of higher stature than all of them, right? All of them Israelites, man, right? Going to show you the significance of this man. Okay, and you got certain geezers out there, certain individuals out there, pretty much saying, look, the Lord's on your level. You can call him anything. That's way off. Okay, that's totally off. And you're going to see within the book of Proverbs, the first chapter, them are going to be the same dudes that are going to be calling on the name of Yahweh Shai. But guess what? He ain't going to answer in that day. Because as you're seeing here within the book of Isaiah 54 and 17, it's saying, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise up against thee thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servant of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me. So to the elect, of which their righteousness, that goes to show you that the law is null and void through that one statement, because he's saying their righteousness is of me. In fact, the scripture goes as far as saying, blessed are they whose iniquity is blotted out. Okay, so when you're talking about the law of which you're supposed to keep the law to the best of your ability, but that's not what's going to save you, man. Okay, that's not what's going to save you. Okay, what's going to save you is the Most High having it to where you was one of the elect. Period, point blank. There's nothing you could do all the works that you like. You could do all the videos that you like. You could be out there in the cold, in the winter, all right? You could wear the baddest garments, the bummest garments, whatever. And you just and if you're not of the elect, you're not of the elect. This ain't a thing of works, man. Okay, this ain't a thing of saying, look, you do this and you meet this quota. Okay, you guarantee the ticket. Okay, that's why you read the scriptures. Them men were hopeful they was gonna make it to the other side. Now you had a point where they said, look, Lord, if we done all of these things, what's gonna happen for us? The Lord said, look, you're gonna inherit this, that, and the third. Okay, but that was the Lord. That was for the Lord to say, how can any man out here now, right, save that he has spoken to the Lord himself, say that statement, man? Ain't no man can say that statement right now, man. We're all in this thing, right, in the hope that we're off the elect. And if you're a camp that doesn't talk about the elect, well, guess what? You're most likely off the camp of the 2/3, man. Okay? So let's move on to this scripture right here. Okay? And this is going to be in the book of Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, on the 4th verse. It says, and the Lord, right, and the Lord said unto me, go through the midst of the city, go through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark of his exemption, not the same mark as in the book of Revelations, the 13th chapter, but rather more a mark of exemption upon the foreheads of the men at Zion, cry of all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Okay, it's not first and foremost with the name Yahweh Shai, and more so to the point of the doctrine and the understanding of the doctrine, but most importantly the name of Yahweh Shai. To the end that you ain't gonna be putting the lamb's blood up across your doorposts and so on and so forth. Because what? Because you got that exemption. So when that death angel comes, as we're gonna read out here within the book of Proverbs, the 1st chapter, you're gonna have that exemption, man. Okay. So let's move on to the next scripture. Now I hate to use this scripture, but it's true. Okay. So it says John 3:16. It says, "For the Lord so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believed on Him shall not perish but have everlasting life." Okay, is that the one I wanted? That's not the one I wanted. That's not the one I wanted. Slakia. Whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord. Okay. Mr. S for that. Bear with me. Hollywood production, Oh, come on. All right, let's do this properly. Okay. Let's just get me to where I need to go. Right, so Romans 10 and 13, it says, so whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Okay? Right, so that name is important, man. You can't, like I said, if you're at the job and you're working for Esau and you call him Tony and a man's name is Anthony, he's either gonna psych you or you're gonna hear words from him. How much more so the name of the Yahweh Shai? And this all should tie in with all the whole premise of the secret, the things that are revealed unto us. Okay, being joint heirs, accessing those things by way of exemption through this name, man. Okay, that should all tie in. Let's go through that again. Okay, you whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord, which that name is revealed unto us, and it belongs unto us and unto our children. Okay, and through that name, well, guess what? He was going to have the exemption, right, from the judgment, and hence access, right, to these things that have been promised, right, which is the inheritance. Okay, so now let's go on to the judgment, okay, that these folks is going to get, and I'm going to go straight to the point. This chapter is good, but I'm going to go straight to the point. Okay, so it says here within the book of Proverbs, the first chapter, and the 28th verse, it says, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer, and they shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Basically, these cats is going to be calling upon the name of the Lord in that day, but the Lord ain't going to be answering them, man. He's going to be ignoring them. Okay, so with that, I'm going to say, all praise unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Hopefully that was of edification, and I'll see you on the next one. Shalom.